anytime you get hurt, it's always hard. I think this type of injury, just being away from the group, having to be at home for a while and not being around, I think you kind of feel like you get out of touch. I mean, you can text and you can be a voice from the outside, but when you're not around the guys, you're not on the road trips, you're not being with them when the wins and doing the losses, it's hard. So it's the camaraderie in the locker room, flights, dinners, I mean, all of that. It's where you build as a group and you build as a team, and missing out on that for a couple months, it's a hard thing to do with it when you're an athlete, when you're used to that.
Yeah. How about as far as the process of it? Was it more draining physically or mentally on you, or a little bit of both?
Mentally, for sure. I think just the nature of the injury and not really having any basis or catalog of anyone who had gone through something like that to figure out how long timetable that, just trying to figure out how I'm going to feel post surgery, all of it. It's mentally it's draining, but as you get on the ice and you see progression, you continue to move forward. I think you try to stay positive as you can, and as cliche it is, you just kind of base it on each day. You come to the rink, if you feel crappy, you try to not get too low, and if you feel good, you try not to get too high.
How about as far as when you first took the ice in that first game? I would imagine that you kind of wanted to get hit. You want to kind of get a few things to make sure that, okay, everything's okay. Do you need that for you mentally?
Oh, no question. I think, I mean, I've had injuries before, but now when you're out for 3-4 months, and not kind of the traumatic part of it, going into the boards, I think you need to get hit, you need to get bumped. I tried to simulate that stuff in practice beforehand, but nothing really compares to the game.
Is there something you can help this team with? Do you almost turn into a coach when you're watching, and like, can you bring something to the table that you couldn't bring when you're on the ice?
I think just for me, it's always been about my work ethic and my demeanor at the rink, the way that I approach things as a pro. I think when you come into, obviously this group, where we're staying in the standings and coming back, it's not easy. There's always negativity that creeps in when you're losing games, and you have to find a way to, with these last 22 games, whether we win them all and get into the playoffs, or if we, find ourselves out of the mix, you have to find a silver lining into what you're building as far as a culture into going into next year. So, I think it's kind of a fragile thing to deal with, but I think something that I look forward to. I've been in these situations before when obviously you're on the outside looking in and things can get a little bit dwindling, but you have to try, like I said, find something to build a culture, build something that you feel good about going into next year and maybe progressing.
Here's Vince Dunn, settles, shoots, scores!
Yeah, I mean, you say that, and you're a veteran, and you have that work ethic, but it also could reveal a little bit of the character of these younger guys on this team, huh?
Yeah, no question. Anytime there's always opportunity. You've seen guys like Ryder, who's really, blossomed into a great player this year. Matty, who's taking steps, and we need all that. We need other things as far as that too to build this team. I think I've always said this throughout the years, the line between winning and losing this league is so slim. It's such a hard trophy to win because each night is such a battle, whether you're playing the last place or first place. This hockey is just, you can win any night you can. So I think it's just understanding how close you actually are and grinding out the finer details of the game so that you can find yourself in the other win column instead of the loss.
That's Kraken hockey, baby!